Let's go.
Don Cherry's Grapevine, and I really have a lot of fun doing this. We don't have Dell with us today, or Cindy, or listen to the Doug Ford, and we're sitting a long ways away. I have to talk about a few things that have happened in the National Hockey League. Mike Hoffman finally signed with St. Louis. I guess he's getting a ton of dough. He should. And I understand St. Louis, how they did it was that they have two guys that are injured. They're going to put them on long-term injury, and that's how they're going to may have to make some decisions at the end. But Mike Hoffman, and this guy is unbelievable. He has 6 seasons, and he averages 28 goals. And I don't understand Ottawa. Do you think Ottawa could use him? I've never understood that deal. I've never understood the getting rid of him, and he denied it. As he's supposed to.
Yeah, there was all that controversy with him and his girlfriend with Carlson, and then they get rid of Carlson,
and Carlson goes out, and
which is a blessing, maybe.
Yeah,
for,
I guess so.
Ottawa.
I think what is he getting? $12 million or $11 million, and he scored about 7 goals or something like that. Unbelievable. Anyhow, I think Ottawa could have used him, and St. Louis would. That terrific. I think that's just what they needed. And he'll be terrific there. He'll get 28 goals. And Corey Perry goes to Montreal. And he's an agitator. There's no doubt about it. And
it was funny. I remember we were watching the game. I guess I think it was the semifinals. And Dallas was down by 2. And they scored a power play goal. And the next shift, Corey Perry came out, and he got a penalty. And Bonus went bananas on the bench. You could see and you told me then, you said, you know what? They're not going to sign him. And right then and there, you said Dallas won't sign him because of that penalty. And
well, when you're a coach and you get a feel that you're coming back, and they were coming back, and I think they might have won that game, but that penalty I don't know whether they scored or not, but. I think he'll be. Montreal is not going to be. You won't push Montreal around anymore. They've got bigger. They've got tougher. And Tim, and that Canadian division, we must talk about that Canadian division.
Yeah. Well, we taped it. We do these on Sunday morning, so we'll be talking about next week. We'll get into the whole, the whole NHL stuff and stuff like that. But we will be coming up an interview with you with Gump Worsley. But I think the big news, Dad, in the NHL.
Oh, it's Chara.
Yeah. What happened?
I can't, for the life of me, Tim. You told me before that a boss said to him, go ahead. No, what did he say?
Reading on the internet, the Chara, he didn't badmouth.
No, he's a good guy. He's a terrific guy. I met him.
He didn't badmouth Boston, but what he said, or Sweeney, but he said that they were going to give him a lesser role, and that's kind of code for that he was going to be a healthy scratch sometimes.
You cannot, this guy, a guy like that, he was a plus player. He was plus 26. I mean, he was a defenseman. He's plus 26. He was a plus in the playoffs. I saw a thing. He was like 3rd or 4th in hits and block shots, and nobody would. And believe me, I am worried about Boston. I am really. Remember, I said this. And
well, that's a tough division there, and I think that's as tough, if not tougher, than the other.
I am really worried. I mean, I loved it last year when Boston was flying but Chara was a big deal. I just don't understand it, how they could not for $750,000. Now that's a lot of money. I wish I was making that, but for a guy like that, and Washington, all those young defensemen, he'll be terrific.
And as you said, Dad, he's a real leader.
He is,
and he was the kind of guy that stirred the drink. And when you remember, he broke his jaw and he came back the next game.
I can't believe that they didn't. Why they would ever say to him, "You'll play a lesser role," is beyond me.
Yeah, that's a slap. That really is a slap in the face.
If I tell you, well, I'll tell you how I quit hockey, and it was nothing like that. I was in Joe Crozier's office one time, and a player would phone, and he said to them, "No, I'll never something about never mind." And she said,
"Well, you kind of sloughed him off." Right?
Yeah, and she said, "Well, this is the 3rd time." Never mind. And I said to myself, if if he ever does that to me, I'll quit. And I remember I was ready to go, and I didn't. He was going to Vancouver, I think, the Canucks, and I just wanted to phone him where I was going to play, and yeah, he's busy right now. Yeah, he couldn't take my call, and I was really mad. So I quit, and I remember Rose said, "Now wait a minute. You win a championship last year. You're the captain of the team. I think I was the captain of the team. You have no injuries, and you're making the most money you've ever made, and you're quitting because the guy won't take your call." Yep. And if I ever had with Crozier, and if he had ever said you're going to take a lesser role, and I would have quit too. But we had nowhere to go.
Yeah.
We had to quit. But he went to Washington. He is going to be fantastic. He'll really try to turn it on. He'll even be better.
Yeah.
Because he hit to show them. But he played with a broken jaw. I mean, how could you say that to that guy, especially after you lose Krug? I mean, their defense. No, I hope they know what they're doing, because to let a guy like that go, and he is a leader, believe me. And I met him, and when I was down there, I forget what was down there. Oh, what was it down there for? The 11-20 goal.
Yeah.
He was hurt, and he come up and said hello to me. It was pretty good.
Well, one thing I remember about Chera was he was playing in the World Tournament, and they beat the Americans, and he was going off, and I forget who. Somebody was going to be interviewed about beating the Americans, and one of the other players, and he came over, and you can hear him say, "No, be humble." Speaking of that, we just want to thank our sponsor.
Where we're winning.
Spreads.ca. It's a casino tailored towards Canadians, and they have a special promo coming up with hockey coming up. They're all excited because I think the Canadians people are gonna like to bet on.
Well, we hope so.
Yeah,
we hope so.
It's called Cherry Pick, and you can win up to $5,000. And so go on to Spreads.ca. and see how you can. It's going to be just a short run. It's only right up to the January 11th, and if you deposit some money, you have a chance of winning $5,000. So that'll be exciting to see.